Okay, so I have been watching rebuilds on YouTube for probably, I don't know, at least 2 years now. And I thought I'm going to go ahead and, maybe try to do it myself. I've been watching them for years. I've always enjoyed franchise mode ever since I can remember playing Madden. I remember playing Madden like 94 or whenever it came out. I don't remember. But I remember playing it all the way back then on the Sega Genesis. No, the Sega, just a regular Sega. But I'm going to go ahead and give my crack at it. Today, if you can tell, we are the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to go ahead and show you the roster here really quick, show you what we're working with here. Baltimore Ravens, this roster, I'll be honest with you, it's not very good. If we look at the line here, the only lineman we have for the foreseeable future is Ronnie Stanley. 83-23, left tackle. This line is terrible. Outside of Marshall Yonda, but you got to look at Marshall Yonda. He's 32. I don't really know when he's going to retire. Howard's got to go. He's like 30 years old. Jensen is like 26, 77, so he probably won't. If he can progress up to like maybe an 82, that'll probably be fine. Lewis here, 73-25. It's probably not going to work. So we just need a whole new line outside of Marshall Yonda and Ronnie Stanley. Ben Watson, I love Ben Watson. I've always been a fan of him, but I went ahead and put him on the trade block. He's really, really old. I want to throw Max Williams up here, probably to start, just to see. He's got a slow dev trait, which really sucks. I really like Nick Boyle as well. We see if we can get maybe Max Williams up, maybe put him some decent numbers, get some XP here. Looking at receivers, this receiving core is not very good. A lot of people are hating on Joe Flacco this year, but if you have this to throw to, I don't know how you can be any way decent. Mike Wallace is 31-83. It's not going to work. Jeremy Maclin is an 85, but he's 29. It's not going to work. Brashad Perriman is 23. He's a 74. He's not very good. Probably not going to work there. Running backs are decent on this team. That's one spot you can look. You got Buck Allen here, who's in the running back 4 spot. He's 26-74. You got Bobby Rainey there. Danny Woodhead's kind of old. Terrence West is here, though, and I'm a big fan of Terrence West. He's an 83-26. So we're probably going to stay with Terrence West there. You have Joe Flacco here at QB1. 32-83. He's probably going to be our quarterback for the time being. I'm not sure when we are going to be able to flip him. I think there's more needs elsewhere on this team rather than quarterback. I think Joe Flacco is serviceable for the time being. But if you're looking at like the defense here, if you take a look at the linebackers, not too bad. We have Terrell Suggs here, who is 34, he's an 88. He's probably going to go soon. We have Zadarius Smith backing him up for the time being, 24-74. That's not too bad. It's not terrible. We also have Judon here, so we have some people we can maybe plug in. C.J. Mosley's a 90. I don't even have to say anything about him. He's one of the best linebackers in the league. Correa here is a 74, but he's 22. So I'm maybe looking to see if we can progress him a little bit. Tyus Bowser's a rookie. It's 22-76. So the linebackers, we're pretty much set here, honestly. Maybe a right outside linebacker, not sure. But we should be fine here. Eric Weddle is a 94. But he's 32. But I have done a couple of rebuilds here where I've seen him kind of stay the entire 4 or 5 years. But we'll just have to see. We have Ladarius Webb there behind him, but he's old as well. Tony Jefferson, he'll be here for the long haul. He's 25-87. Cornerbacks need a lot of work. We have Marlon Humphrey, who I will probably put at corner number 2. He's 21-77. Let me actually bump him up the depth chart there. Brandon Carr's in the slot. Jimmy Smith is number 1. He's an 87, but he's 29. So we have Brandon Boykin there at number 4. He's not very good either. We have Michael Pierce, 24-80. He'll be there for the long haul. Brandon Williams, he's 28. That's one of them like weird ages. I like him. If you're about 26, it's probably the best situation. But it is what it is. He's 86 quick dev, so I don't really see him going up super high. We'll just have to see how he regresses. And I don't really know how to say this dude's name. Bronson Kafusi. Not really sure. It's 26, but he's 73, so we'll have to look elsewhere there. We did have Brent Urban, but he's worse. I messed with the depth chart just a hair. But that's your team here. We're going to go ahead and jump here into the mid-season, if we need some contracts or not. So I will see you guys here in the mid-season contract window. All right, let's go ahead and look here at the beginning, or the year number 1 mid-season contracts. I'd like to look over. If you check out some of these guys, you have like Ryan Jensen, who's 26, he's a 77. I don't know, man. This is where it cuts off, because you have Crockett Gilmore here, who's 25, he's an 80. Probably, where the heck did Crockett Gilmore go? I literally forgot about Crockett Gilmore on this team. Anyway, that's going to be our tight end of the future. I have no idea why I did not think about Crockett Gilmore. Mike Wallace is not coming back. Terrence West will probably come back, but I'm going to wait to the end of the year because running backs are weird. But I'm definitely going to re-sign Crockett Gilmore. He's going to be our starting tight end. And other than that, man, maybe Ryan Jensen. But a lot of these will be at the end of the year. The rest of these guys here, Campanera. I love Campanera, but we're not going to get anywhere with Campanera. None of these. I don't really care about any of these guys. So Terrence West, Crockett Gilmore, maybe Ryan Jensen. We will see. I'll see you guys at the end of the year. Right now, it's not looking good. I'm just going to tell you guys right now. All right, guys. Here at the end of year number 1, as you can see, we did not make the playoffs. If you look at this right here, excuse me, a lot of down confidence, man. Not playing very well. And we finished 4-12. That is terrible. At the midway season, I don't think we had won a game all year. But of course, with a 4-12 record, we probably don't have the number 1 overall pick. Let's check out some stats here. Joe Flacco, that is terrible. 3,600 yards, 22 touchdowns, 24 interceptions. That is awful. Rushing, Terrence West had over 1,012, so we'll probably re-sign him here at the end of the year. Danny Woodhead had 364 and 6. Receiving, if you look at this is a mess. This is an absolute mess. Bashar Perriman, 665 and 4. Mike Wallace, 863 and 7. 903 and 1. 1 touchdown for Jeremy Maclin in the slot. That is horrible. Max Williams with 534 and 3. Crockett Gilmore will be our new starting tight end next year. Blocking, we'll check that out. Defensively, CJ Mosley, 157 tackles. Tony Jefferson with 97. Let's look at the sacks front here. 7 sacks for Terrell Suggs. 5 for Michael Pierce. 3.5 for Mosley and Kafusi. So we're not really getting to the quarterback. That's one thing. Interceptions front here. A lot of interceptions. 5 for Jimmy Smith. 4 for Tony Jefferson. 3 for CJ Mosley. 2 for Bowser. 2 for Weddle. And 1 for Humphrey. So that's a lot of interceptions. Not a lot of people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 players. But they, as a group, they had a lot of interceptions. So that's really good to see. But we have to improve on the sacks. But you go ahead and let's look at, not that. Let's go ahead and look at yearly awards here. See if we made any of these lists. Tom Brady won MVP. We had nobody. Offensive Player of the Year went to Tom Brady. We had nobody. Defensive Player of the Year, CJ Mosley, number 5. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Leonard Fournette. We had nobody. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Marlon Humphrey, they're at number 5. And Tyus Bowser. It's really good to see. Best QB, I know we are not on this list. Best running back, Terrence West at number 10. I really like that. That is good. He had a good year. Best wide receiver, we're not on this. Best O lineman, a lot of Patriots. Marshall Yonda on there. Really nice to see. Best defensive lineman, we had nobody. Best LB, CJ Mosley at number 3. Best DB is Jimmy Smith at number 2. That's really good to see there. Tony Jefferson at number 9. So we got people here. Is Justin Tucker on here? Number 8. That's horse crap. Best kicker in the league. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into free agency here. See if we can make a few moves. We need a lot of players. So I will see you here at free agency. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and look here at free agency here real quick. excuse me, these are my negotiations right here. Terrence West, he turned us down, so we're probably not going to get him back. I did offer him a deal. The bad thing was about Terrence West, I thought we could get him. I actually offered him a little more than he wanted in free agency, and he still turned us down. I didn't really scout any running backs in the draft, so that's kind of iffy there. I went after Quincy Enunwa. I think that really helped us maybe, definitely I think in the slot, but I'm not really sure because he is 6'2", 225. Probably a really good number 2. We went for Jerick McKinnon here, 26. Good speed back there. This is not the updated roster, so Jimmy Garoppolo is a free agent on this game. Actually, no, it could have been. I don't remember. But he does fit our scheme. We do run a West Coast offense. I'm the only bidder, so maybe we have our quarterback in the future. We'll see. That would definitely help us out in the draft. We could look elsewhere. We put a bid on this Fleming dude here at right tackle. Cameron Fleming, quick dev, 25. That could really help us out on the line. And Zadarius Smith, actually, I put in a good bid for him, maybe to take over after Terrell Suggs leaves. So there are free agents here. Honestly, out of all these guys, I would like to get Quincy Enunwa. It wouldn't really bother me if I didn't get Jerick McKinnon, but I'm not really sure. I'll probably like Jimmy Garoppolo. This Cameron Fleming guy, I'd love to get him. Out of all these guys, if I had to pick 2, Cameron Fleming and Quincy Enunwa, those are probably my 2 guys. We'll see if we can sign them here, and we will see you at the end of the draft. I swear, when you get a pick like that, it just I swear, dude, it chills your soul. What a freaking pick. All right, guys, let's go ahead and look at the draft recap here for year number 1, and I got to say, man, this draft was absolutely excellent. First overall pick, we got a cornerback, Bo Maxwell, 83 superstar dev. I could have went other places with this pick, but this guy right here, when I scouted him, read some stuff on him, dude, I just could not pass this guy up. He was number 2 overall in the draft, talent-wise. Oh my gosh, that's the kind of picks that just, oh my gosh, that just makes your soul shake. Then in the second round, we got a 78 center, which was really, really nice. Okay, this dude right here we got in the third round is a free safety, Cooper Calavizova. He's a 72 overall, which is kind of disappointing. He had a 7.7 combine rating. Oh, I thought this dude was going to be, I thought he was going to at least have a superstar dev or something, but he was just 72 overall, so that kind of sucks. Fifth round, we got a 76 center with quick dev, so he'll probably be right on the line starting. We got Aaron Martin, a right end, 72 overall in the sixth round. And I traded a pick and moved up right to pick a right again, and I got another center, which is, if you look, I got 3 centers, which, that kind of sucks, but I'm going to move them around, make them guards and stuff. It's a 76 overall. He had an 89 strength. It was really good. There was just a lot of really good centers, and I thought I can convert some of these guys to maybe left guard, right guard, center. Really move this line around, get it really pieced up, a good young line. Because all these guys are 22, 23, 24. And then, of course, we have Bo Maxwell, the absolute stud corner, best corner in the draft. I am super pumped about this draft right here. So let's go ahead and jump here into year number 2. We'll make some roster adjustments, and I will see you guys at the start of year number 2. All right, guys, going ahead and starting here at year number 2. Before we get into the season, let's go ahead and take a look at the roster here. Let's go ahead and start with the defense here this year. We put Bo Maxwell at number 1 corner. He bumped him up to an 84, so 84 superstar dev, number 1 corner. This guy's going to be an absolute stud. Jimmy Smith is our number 2, coming off that big year. Tavon Young is our slot corner, and I think he matches up really well in the slot. So our corner trio is really, really nice. I'm looking forward to that. We have Wormley, Williams, and Pierce on the front line there. Could still probably do a little better on this line, but it'll do, especially on the right side. Looking here, pretty much stays the exact same as last year. Weddle, Suggs, Mosley, Correa, Bowser, and Jefferson there rounded out. Defensively, really, just our corners have probably upgraded. Offensively, still kind of a mess. I kind of went heavy on the offensive line in the draft. Really, the draft, there was a lot of really good linemen. A few good, defensive ends and corners. Other than that, man, the receivers were not very good. The running backs were not very good. It just, it wasn't really, what I really needed. But we have Jimmy G in town. Maybe he can be our answer at quarterback here, so we're going to go ahead and put him up above Joe Flacco here. See if we can move Joe Flacco probably at the end of next year, get that contract off the books because that contract is massive. We got Kenneth Dixon and Tyquan Mazzell there at running back, not very good at all. Receiving core is an absolute disaster. Not expecting much out of this receiving core. It's very, very bad. Outside of Crockett Gilmore, it's very bad. But if you look at this offensive line, we moved a couple guys around. Traded Ryan Jensen to the Rams for a couple of picks. I think we got like a fourth or like a fifth, fourth and fifth round, something like that. But I think the line is very much improved. We got so much younger in the offseason. We got Cameron Fleming there, quick dev, 85-25. Right tackle, Marshall Yanda, of course. We have our rookie there ready to take the role if Marshall Yanda does decide to leave. We got Oman, one of our draft picks, a quick dev 76 center. We got Sanchez, left guard. He's a 79. I think he was a 78 when we drafted him. We pushed him over to left guard, and he bumped up to a 79. And, of course, we have Ronnie Stanley, who's up to an 84 at left tackle. So this offensive line is looking, in my opinion, it's looking so much better already. Now, going into year number 2, especially in the offseason, it's going to be skill players, as I think, is going to be our main focus there. But let's go ahead and jump here into the midpoint of the season for contracts. And if not, we'll go ahead and just jump to the end of the year. But we'll see what happens. I will see you guys here in the mid-season. All right, guys, if we're looking at free agency here in the middle of year number 2, we have C.J. Mosley, Terrell Suggs, Jeremy Maclin, Michael Pierce, Max Williams, Brandon Carr. There's some decent players here. Brashad Perriman's kind of the cutoff. Probably won't bring him back, even though wide receiver. Well, I don't know. He's 24.76. That's not bad. I'm not decided. Brandon Carr's probably not coming back. Max Williams, he's 24. He's an 80. He has slow dev though. So that kind of sucks. Michael Pierce, he's probably going to come back. He's only 25. Jeremy Maclin will probably let him go too, but it just depends. We have no wide receivers. Terrell Suggs wants a 1-year deal. I'll probably bring him back, even though Terrell Suggs' speed he's pretty freaking slow. C.J. Mosley's definitely coming back at any cost. So there's just kind of a look at our contract situations there. So I'll see if I can get some of these guys signed, and I will see you guys here at the end of the year. All right, guys, so we go ahead and look here at the end of year number 2. We obviously did not make the playoffs once again. And as you can see, we finished another 4-12 year, so back-to-back 4-12 years. Not good, but we had a lot of roster turnover, especially on the offensive line, a lot of young guys. Go ahead and look at some of the stats here. Jimmy G, 3,400 yards, 21 touchdowns, 15 picks. It's not great. But, I see some signs here. He did not have anybody to throw to. Running games, absolutely non-existent. Kenneth Dixon, 802 and 3. Not a good running game at all. Receiving, not good at all. And I knew this offense was going to be pretty terrible. I mean, there was just no skill players on this team. Brashad Perriman led the team with 77 catches for 703 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jeremy Maclin led the team in yardage with 822 and 7. That is what it is. C.J. Mosley, 137 tackles. The lone bright spot really on this team. Well, not the lone bright spot, but the big bright spot on this team. We just signed him to a monster deal. 137 tackles. Sacks front, 11 sacks from Chris Wormley, which is really nice to see. I'd like to get another double-digit sack guy. We got Brandon Williams there with 5.5. Terrell Suggs, 4.5. Tyus Bowser there at the bottom. Interceptions front, 6 from the rookie Bo Maxwell. This guy's an absolute animal. 4 for Mosley, 4 for Young, 4 for Jefferson, 3 for Smith, and 2 for Eric Weddle. So a lot of turnovers on the interceptions. But still really need to get to the quarterback, and that's probably our 2 biggest areas. We need to get to the quarterback, and we need the weapons for the quarterback to throw to. Go ahead and look at the awards here. At the end of the year, Aaron Rodgers is your MVP. Let's Let's see. Offensive Player of the Year, Le'Veon Bell. We had nobody there. Defensive Player of the Year. No love for anybody on the Ravens defense. That's really disappointing. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to some guy on the Browns. Nobody for us. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Russell, whoever that guy is. Bo Maxwell, number 2. That sucks. Who is that guy? He's an 84. Bo Maxwell's an 86. That's insane. Nobody else there. Best QB, Jimmy G, maybe on the short list? Nope. Best running back, I know we're not here. Best wide receiver, I know we ain't here. Best O-lineman, we may have a few, 1 or 2. Oh my gosh. Not a single one. Best defensive lineman, Chris Wormley there at number 10. Best linebacker, C.J. Mosley there at number 6. Best DB, Dre Kirkpatrick. Bo Maxwell at number 3. That's really nice. Man, dude, I cannot believe we weren't on the short list a little bit more than that. We had a lot of interceptions. But there, real quick, like you see, last place offense in the league. Defensively 20th. I'm sure we did a little bit better than that. Just couldn't get to the quarterback. But as you can see, we got, we still got a long ways to go. Got to get some weapons here. So we're going to go into free agency, see if we can sign some guys. I will see you guys there in just a second. All right, so this free agency period is terrible except for a few guys here. David Johnson is on the free agency list. He's a 99 overall. So I'm going to go all in on David Johnson. I know how this game is, man. You could probably give somebody $350 million and they still won't come to your team. But I'm going to go all in on David Johnson. We need a running back. We need that kind of production on this offense. Quick dev. Everybody knows about David Johnson. Found this 23-year-old fullback who's like an 87. Going to try to get him. He's a blocking fullback as well. Then there's an 81 25-year-old wide receiver here, 92 speed, 86 route running. Really nice young receiver. So I'm going to try to get these guys. I don't care about either of these guys right here. I want David Johnson. I'll be completely honest with you. So we'll see what happens here. And I will try to maybe fill in some more guys. There's not really anybody that's great on here. There's a couple of guys, maybe a plug-in guy, but everybody's like 35. But we'll see what we can do. I will see you guys here. We're going to move on to the draft, and I will see you guys here at the end of the draft. All right, guys, go ahead and check out the end of year number 2's draft. I'll be honest with you guys, it wasn't a great draft. As we look here, as you can see, our first pick, we went with this guy named Mike McCargo. He was a 75 overall middle linebacker, normal dev. I really liked his stats, but he wasn't as good as I thought he was going to be. Second round, we got Daniel Hodge, a 78 overall halfback in the second round. Pretty good pick there. Then we got this Jimmy LaFedge, right outside linebacker here in the second round, but he was a superstar dev, which was super awesome. Got another halfback here, just trying to hit on these halfbacks. Churfy Sampson, however you say that, 75 overall. 71 wide receiver, Jermichael Bowers. His combine was really, really good. He just wasn't that great. Lindsey Crable there, a couple of 70 left ends. Left outside linebacker, another 70. In the seventh round, I hit on the 76 overall quick dev halfback. So we got a good plethora of running backs here. Something to really stack the chart here and give us a good competition there at halfback. Overall, not a great draft. I was really fortunate not to hit any like 64 overall guys. Not a great draft. We probably plug in Hodge, maybe our starter. McCargo is probably going to start. Maybe we throw this dude in here to start because he is superstar dev. Other than that, a lot of fill-in depth guys. Morgan Horton may get some looks. He is a 96 speed, so he may get a couple of looks as well. So all in all, we'll just kind of fill in the gaps here. Really couldn't find any wide receivers. I mean, honestly, could not really find any wide receivers. They were pretty garbage outside of the first round. And that was my fault for not really getting one in the first round. But gonna adjust the roster here. Go ahead and start year number 3 and see if we can improve on 2 back-to-back 4 and 12 years. I will see you guys here in just a quick second. All right, guys, going ahead and jump in here. Year number 3. Let's go ahead and check out the roster. I want to show you guys something really quick. Let's go ahead and look at the offensive line here really quick. We did not get David Johnson in free agency. Just goes to show you can have the most money and they will not It doesn't always mean you're going to get your guy. Looking at the line here, Fleming 85, Yonda 92, Oman there at 78, Sanchez 80, 84. So this line's looking so much better. Crockett Gilmore stays at an 81. I want to show you guys this really quick. We got this guy here in free agency, this Parker Turner. He was an 85 normal dev. We ended up signing Cole Beasley in free agency just for kind of a slot guy. I found this guy in free agency just this year. I went back to the free agency just to see if I can sign like a Band-Aid kind of receiver. His name's Judah Douglas. He's a 5'10", 181 rookie out of UTEP. Superstar dev, 97 speed. This guy was a freaking free agent. So if you guys just always check your free agency list, you may find a guy like this. So there we go. We may have a receiver for the future. 2 receivers for the future, actually. We got this fullback here in free agency. He's going to be our starting fullback, 88. Jimmy G is our quarterback again, stays at a 79, didn't really progress at all. Kenneth Dixon's going to be our third back. Hodge is up to an 80, playing that second running back role, but we're going to go ahead and give Horton the start with that blazing 96 speed, 90 acceleration, quick dev. Offense is looking a little better. Defensively, Maxwell's up to an 87, Tavon Young's the slot corner an 82, and Jimmy Smith is an 85. Michael Pierce, Williams are the same. Got the same front here as last year. Wormley had an 11 sack year. This defense looks exactly the same. You got Zadarius Smith. We actually let T Sizzle go in free agency. His speed was killing him. He was really slow. But actually, McCargo is going to start. He's going to start. We're going to put McCargo there starting with Mosley. And we'll just see how that works out. Maybe Correa could be an outside linebacker. I'm not really sure. But we can definitely check that out later. Everything else looks the exact same. So we're going to go ahead and jump here into year number 3. Maybe I'll see you guys here at the middle of the year for contracts. If not, I'll see you guys in the playoffs. So see if we can improve on our 8 wins in 2 years. I want to go ahead here and jump into the mid-season point contract negotiations here for year number 3. Looking at some of these guys here, a lot of guys on here that you kind of want to re-sign. You definitely want to sign Correa's 24.81, Tavon Young's 25.82. Ronnie Stanley has been aggravating the crap out of me. He's an 83.25, but he went down to a slow dev, and he has not played good this year at all. I don't want to give away too much. Well, our record's pretty decent this year. But Ronnie Stanley has not been very good. Jimmy Smith has been really good. He wants a 1-year deal. Probably re-sign him. Probably re-sign Eric Weddle. I might re-sign Marshall Yonda. He's a little small, but I might just throw him at tackle just to see what happens for the next year. But those are our main guys here. Just wanted to give you guys a little look there. We'll see what happens here. I'm going to go ahead and sim to the end of the year. And hopefully we can make the playoffs here in year number 3. So, we got some guys through free agency like I showed you. They really fit our scheme. Right now, man, we're looking really good. We're looking really good. So, like I said, let's go ahead and get to the end of the year here. I will see you guys here in just a second. All right, guys, going ahead and looking here at the end of year number 3. We did not make the playoffs yet again. But we finished 9-7, which is a lot better than 4-12. So we got a winning record. We're on the right tracks. Go ahead and look at some stats here. Jimmy Garoppolo had a monster year. He had 39 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Picks are a little high, but that's a monster year from Jimmy G. Rushing, not a great year for my running backs. Morgan Horton had 756 yards, 3 touchdowns. A lot of scattered out, rushes here. Not very good. Receiving, Judah Douglas, our free agent we picked up, 1,300 yards, 7 touchdowns. Absolute monster. The other guy we picked up, Parker Turner, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. So our 2 young guys, absolutely balling out. Crockett Gilmore had 635 and 7, and Cole Beasley came in and had 762 and 5. So, the running back had 501 yards receiving and 7 touchdowns. So that's a decent year. Blocking, I have to look at that. Defensively, CJ Mosley led our team with 132 tackles. We had 3 guys in triple-digit tackles. Sacks front 12 for Chris Wormley. He's playing very well. Correa had 8.5. Bowser had 7. So still, I'd like to get a little bit more pressure on the quarterback. Interceptions front, we had 4 for CJ Mosley, 3 for Young, 2 for Maxwell, and 1 for Correa, Jefferson, and Smith. Interceptions are down as well. But that's definitely something I guess we can work on. Let's go ahead and look at the yearly awards here. For year number 3, Aaron Rodgers wins MVP. We had Jimmy Garoppolo at number 6. That is super cool. Offensive Player of the Year went to Phillip Rivers. Jimmy Garoppolo's at number 4. Defense Player of the Year, we had nobody. Offensive Rookie of the Year with a Morgan Horton. Are you kidding me? That is insane. No way. That is crazy. Jamichael Bowers, he was on the list there. Daniel Hodge was on the list as well. A lot of young rookies here. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Mike Cargo was at number 2. Mike McCargo, our middle linebacker. Best QB. Jimmy G at number 3. Best running back. How is our running back not even on there? And he was like Rookie of the Year. Wide receiver. Judah Douglas there at number 7. Best O lineman. Did we get anybody this year? Marshall Yonda on the list once more. Defensive line. Nobody there. Linebacker. No Love linebacker. DB. We had nobody there. And kicker. Justin Tucker was at number 4. So there's your end of the year stats here. We're going to go ahead and jump here. We're going to jump into the free agency part of it. And see if we can improve on our 9-7 record, man. We're getting close. We're just not there yet. All right, guys. Year number 3 free agency. Got a couple of guys here. Keanu Neal is a guy I would really like to have. Probably move him over to free safety. Or I'd put him maybe at strong safety, move Tony Jefferson to free safety. Same with Sua Cravens. Same deal there. We got Deion Jones here, who I'd really like to have, but the Browns are really, really selling the farm to get this guy. But I'd love to put him in there. Over in McCargo, put him with C.J. Mosley. In case we don't get him, I do like Nick Kwiatkowski. You know, he's a pretty good middle linebacker there. And I put in a bid for Deshaun Jackson just to plug him in maybe at wide receiver number 2. I like Judah Douglas there in the slot and Parker Turner at the 1. But I could, I don't know. I could flip that some way. But these are the guys. Honestly, we don't have to have Neal. We don't have to have Cravens. We have safeties. I would like Deion Jones. Nick Kwiatkowski, don't have to have him. I'd like to have either one of any of these. But I wouldn't mind having Deshaun Jackson as well. So, going to go ahead and see if we can get these guys. Let's move to the draft. All right, guys. Draft recap. We're going to go ahead and look at this here. It was a decent draft. It was better than last year, in my opinion. Our first pick, we got a left guard, Branch Blackstock. He was a 79 superstar dev. This guy was an absolute animal. Second pick, we got Deshaun Bridges, a 76 overall left end with slow dev, which, that really sucks. We got Jimmy Gutierrez here in the second round, 78. I think he was normal dev. Yeah, normal dev there. And he was a bigger guy, too, so he might be able to run on that outside, that second receiver. Really nice here. Antoine Hodges is a defensive tackle, 70, a 71 right end, a 70 defensive tackle, 68 corner I missed, and then a 70 overall. So the back end of the draft wasn't very good, but these top 3 picks were pretty decent. Branch Blackstock will definitely be starting. We're probably going to put Marshall Yonda at left tackle. I know he's very small, but he's arguably the best lineman in the league. Deshaun Bridges actually should get a few looks. And Jimmy Gutierrez, he actually might start. So, decent. At least we got one, probably 2 starters out of that draft. So, we're going to go ahead and jump here into year number 4, see if we can make a push for the playoffs. Excuse the crap. I don't know what that was. Go ahead and look in here at year number 4. First year we went 4-12. Second year we went 4-12. Last year we went 7-9. No, sorry, 9-7. So we are going here in year number 4. And if we go ahead and look at the roster here, let's start off with the defense first off. Look at this defensive line. Pierce, Williams, Wormley. Wormley's playing over a 79. He's getting double-digit sacks every year. He's a starter. But this defensive line is probably our weakness on this defense. It's not a great defensive line. But, we can address that maybe next year, but we'll see what happens. Looking at the corners, Bo Maxwell's an 89. I really would like him to be a little bit higher, but he's an 89. Tavon Young is our number 2 corner with an 84. We got Jimmy Smith in the slot, 83, and Marlon Humphrey is our 78-4. Really good really good corner group there. Looking here at the safeties here, Tony Jefferson is a strong safety. He's a 90. Eric Weddle retired after we re-signed him, so I'm glad we got Sua Cravens. We moved him to free safety. He's an 87, so we should be fine there. This linebacking core looks pretty decent. We got Correa there at 81, C.J. Mosley, Nick Kiwatowski, and Tyus Bowser there. Really good. That's a very solid very solid linebacker core right there. Going to look at the defense there. Looking a lot better. Offensively, this is where we're going to take a few chances here, but I think these chances may pay off, but you never know. So if you look at our line here, we actually let I just forgot his name. Left tackle, we let him go. And I was going to gamble and put I'm drawing blanks right now. What's their freaking names? Anyway, whatever. And Ronnie Stanley was at left tackle. I was going to put the really good lineman from the best lineman we freaking had the entire time. About the best lineman in the league. Anyway, I was going to put him at left tackle, let Ronnie Stanley walk. Well, he retired. So I let Ronnie Stanley go. Dude retired. And so I kind of have a situation here. Sanchez is a guard. He's like 6'1", but he's a really good pass blocker. So we got him over here at left tackle. I'm not sure how that's going to work. He's only 6'1". He's like 293. Probably going to get bullied over there. I may put Blackstock over there. Branch Blackstock. He's an 85 pass block. We'll see how it works. I can put Sanchez in at guard. Willis Oman. He's 6'5", 301. I could put him over there. Not really sure. But I'm going to tweak this line before the season starts there. But the offensive line looks, I like it. It's not the best offensive line I've ever had. But it's a very solid defensive line. B's across the board. Crockett Gilmore's in an 82. Didn't really progress there. Okay, the wide receiver group, we're kind of taking a gamble on here as well. We got Deshaun Jackson free agency, but Turner, Douglas, and Jackson are all under like 5'11". So Gutierrez is a 78, but he is 6'2", 214, and he has a 92 jump. So I like the height on the outside, especially in that number 2 position. So we're going to take a chance here. Horton and Dodge are both up. Horton's an 82. We got this Filani fullback we picked up in free agency. He's an 88. And Garoppolo is actually playing up to an 83. So this team should be competing for a playoff spot, at least a wild card. But we're going to see how it goes. So that's a look at the roster. I'm probably going to work this offensive line a little bit. But I will see you guys either in the mid-season for contracts or at the end of the year. Maybe we can push for a playoff spot. All right, guys, we didn't have any re-signings there in the mid-season. But we're at the end of the year. As you can see, we did not make the playoffs. And if you look, 4-12. That's how garbage this sim is. God, dude, you gotta be kidding me. 4-12? Let's check out Jimmy Garoppolo. 5,100 yards, 36 touchdowns, and 15 picks. That's a I don't know. That's a great year. Morgan Horton 851 and 11. Good year there. Receiving, the 2 1,300-yard receivers. Judah Douglas, 1346 and 5. Parker Turner, 1338 and 11. Gutierrez, 582 and 2. Dude, the freaking running back had almost 700 yards and 9 touchdowns. Let's check out. 22 sacks from the left tackle. That is terrible. These young guys are getting eaten up, dude. Defensively, dang, man. C.J. Mosley, 126 tackles. Tyus Bowser, 106. Look at the sacks front here. 12.5 from Wormley, 10 from Correa. Finally, 2 double-digit sack guys. Interceptions, 5 from Bo Maxwell, 3 from Tony Jefferson, 2 from Mosley, Smith, and Tavon Young. I don't know, man. We got to the quarterback. We got a lot of picks. Jimmy Garoppolo played great. Go ahead and look at awards here. We'll look at awards end of the year. We might as well. MVP went to Aaron Rodgers. Jimmy Garoppolo was on the short list at number 8. Dude, 4 and 12. Offensive Player of the Year, Jimmy Garoppolo was at 4. Defensive Player of the Year, we had no one. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jimmy Gutierrez at 4. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I don't think we had any rookies on defense. Best QB, Jimmy Garoppolo at number 4. Best running back, Morgan Horton at number 5. Best wide receiver, Parker Turner at number 2. And are you kidding me? 1,300 yards doesn't get you on the list? That's crap. Best O-line, we had nobody. Best D-line, we had no one. Best LB, no. Oh, Correa was number 10. Best DB, Bo Maxwell at number 4. He is up to a 90 already. And Troy Jolly, whoever that is, number 10 on the DB list. So there you go. 4 and 12. Had arguably a better team than we did last year. I don't know. It's all up to year number 5. Let's just jump into the freaking free agency, see if we can just bomb a couple of huge free agents and get to the playoffs. We just need one chance by 4 and 12 team. Nobody on offense is under a B. Defensively, like, dude, there's A's all over. There's freaking 4 A's, 3 B's, a B plus, an A plus. All right, guys, I want to go ahead and look here at the free agency period. And let me show this to you really quick. All right. This is our last year. We're going into year number 5 here. The guys I want to get, here's a true left tackle. Rod Johnson, quick dev, 89 strength, should fill us up there. And Ndamukong Suh, I know he's old, but we do need an end just to fill in. Elijah Quails, I'm not really sure how to say the last name, but he is a defensive tackle. A lot of speed. Brandon Williams is, on the downhill turn there. That would help us out. Kyle Fuller, don't really care if we get him or not, to be honest with you. I just need depth at corner. And Adam Shaheen, because we don't really have a tight end. So, I just kind of want to fill up this roster here. Let's get this thing rolling here. See if we can win, or see if we can get into the playoffs year number 5. We have a good team. I don't understand why we're not winning games, but let's see what we can do. All right, guys, let's go ahead and look here at this draft recap. Honestly, I didn't really do any scouting at all because it is the last year, so it doesn't really matter. But the first 2 picks I got were excellent picks. I got Antoine Pitts, a left outside linebacker. He's an 83 overall. Then in the second round, I got another left outside linebacker, which I'll probably just kick him to right side or something. He was an 82 overall, but he did have a slow dev, which really sucked. Got a 68 halfback. It was a terrible pick. 71 tight end. He was just 6'6", 250. Got a 67 middle linebacker. This dude's combine, he was like in the top 3 in every one of the categories, and he was terrible. 72 left guard, not too bad right there. Just kind of filling in some depth. A 70 free safety, a 63 wide receiver, and a 68 right out. So, pretty trash draft outside the top 2 players there. Probably, I don't know, maybe we've got 2 starters here. So let's just see what we can do, man. Let's get into this year, and we got to make the playoff. All right, guys. 5th and final year, we have not made the playoffs once. Let me show you the team here for the 5th and final year. We've done some movement on the offensive line. I think this offensive line looks really good. We got Rod Johnson here, Oman, Blackstock, Sanchez, and Fleming. 86, 82, 83, 84, 87. Really, we're best where we are on the tackles. Really strong interior. Adam Shaheen at an 80. Wide receivers, we got Turner, Gutierrez, and Douglas. Decent wide receiver group. We got Horton and Dodge, our 1-2 combo, 84-82. Jimmy Garoppolo is an 81, and Filani is an 88. Really, I mean, if you look at that offense right there, that's a competing offense. Defensively, we'll start with Sua Cravens and Tony Jefferson there at our safety positions, 87-87. We have one of the rookies is starting. Actually, let me look here. Actually, we're going to do both rookies starting. Might as well. So we're going to do Pitts and I don't know how to say that. We got the 2 rookies starting at outside linebacker. We got Mosley and Kiewatowski there in the middle. We have Maxwell, who's a 94. Kyle Fuller is the slot corner, which actually is what he played in college, so he's a better fit in the slot. Tavon Young is our second corner. We got Pierce Williams and Ndamukong Suh there on the line. This team, dude, if we don't get to the playoffs, this thing is a joke. This team is easily a wild card team. So there is no reason to do contracts. 5th and final year, we're just going to go straight to the end of the season. Let's see if we make it. I will see you guys there. Oh, Lord. Dude, you've got to be kidding me. Of course we didn't make the playoffs. Okay. Let's check it out. 6-10. There's no way this is a 6-10 team. There's no way. We're going to look at stats. We just got to look at the stats. Jimmy Garoppolo, 5,100 yards, 30 touchdowns, 16 picks. Awesome year. Running game is non-existent. Receiving, 3 1,000-yard receivers. Defensively, C.J. Mosley, 157 tackles. One of the rookies, 109. We had 17 sacks from Ndamukong Suh. We had 3 picks for Mosley and Fuller, 2 for Maxwell, 2 for Young, 1 for Cravens Jefferson and Casey Vinsky. Dude, oh, get out of here, dude. We went 6-10. Dude, I don't know. I have no idea. I've actually done a couple of rebuilds, and I haven't recorded them or anything. And I've been to the playoffs easy. Third. The earliest one I think I got to the playoffs in the 3rd year on one of them. I did the Panthers. I think I did the Buccaneers once. I've there's some of them that are harder than others, but I feel like this is a decent team, at least enough to get to the playoffs. And Jimmy Garoppolo is number 4 on the list, and we haven't even got close to the playoffs, not even one time. C.J. Mosley on the short list there. I don't know. Lecarius Dinkins, whoever that is, defensive rookie of the year. Morgan Anad. Antoine Pitts. I don't know. Jimmy Garoppolo, best QB, best running back. We had Morgan Horton. They're on the list. Best wide receiver. We better have all 3 of them. There's one. And not a single other one, of course. That's cool. Yeah, I've done the Titans once. I've done the Titans a month ago. And Ndamukong Suh's on best D-line. And I made the playoffs year number 2. And this team, which, if you look at this team, I don't know. I don't know. Let me look. If you look at this team, dude, I don't even know. Dude, if you look, there's not under a B- on this on this offense. Defensively, there's A's all over the place. There's B's all over the place. There's 1 C. Dude, I don't know. Look at this team. Does this team look terrible to you? Does this look like a 6-10 team? I don't know. Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't really, progressed as much as I would have liked. Maybe it was the quarterback. Maybe it was the quarterback. I don't know. Well, there you go. There you go, guys. The first official rebuild on the channel is 0 for 1. Didn't make the playoffs one time. We'll see if we can maybe get better than that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. If you like this video, I know I freaking didn't. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you would like. We'll do some more rebuilds. Maybe I can actually do like I usually do when I'm not actually recording and make the playoffs. So give you guys something to watch, get some actual gameplay. Maybe we'll come back to this franchise. I'm not really sure because there's some talent on this team, a lot of really young talent. But there you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. God bless. I will see you on the next rebuild here shortly.